This place is called Mkunazini. Mkunazini, what is meaning is Mkunazini? Mkunazi is a tree that's called the jojoba tree or yoyoba. But this, before there was a lot of this sighting here, there was trees. Because there was no church, there were the trees that's called the jojoba tree. Now we call the market of the slaver. But those slavers they sold it from under the tree. The tree that was up on the high altar. There was a big tree over there. Now it's called the whipping post site. And then this site was a main chambers. There was a 15 chambers. Those time is just to hide the slavery and the living underground. In 2 days or 3 days, he living there. But why they keep it under the ground? They keep it underground because they have a waiting. It's option market day. Because the market was 2 days per week. But all the people in order to live underground, and they're just waiting is option market. And then you know that in Zanzibar, the first people just came to living here, the people from this country, Tanzania, they come in, the people like the fishermen of the site. Until in the 5th century. On 5th century they coming in the Portugal. The Portuguese can living in Zanzibar. After coming in Zanzibar, he living from the 5th century until for 15th century. For 15th century, the Portuguese again starting to ruling themselves in Zanzibar. They ruling themselves from 15th to 17th century. They're coming in the Arabs from Oman. After coming the Arabs from Oman, the Sultan, Said bin Sultan, they were coming in Zanzibar to chase away the Portuguese. And then they took the place, the Arabs. Said bin Said, they stayed in Zanzibar. He started ruling in Zanzibar in 18. And then in 18, they're ruling for 2 different countries. They're ruling in Oman and Zanzibar. After ruling in Zanzibar, after 10 years, the Sultan of Oman is shipped from the left from the place in Oman, he ruling total in Zanzibar. And then when he's starting to ruling in Zanzibar, it established the business of slavery. After starting the business of slavery, but there's a lot of the Arabs, among of them is just for the tip, they call the Milambo, they have Msili, this they call the traders. They're going to hunt out the people different other countries. And then we're going over there other countries because there's a slavery. Those times in Zanzibar it was not many people on this side. There was a few number of the people. We are not taking there's a slavery in this side. They're going to take it from different countries. They took it from Tanzania, Uganda, Congo, Zambia, Malawi, Zimbabwe, Mogadishu, Somalia, until Mozambique. Those the market was in here, in East Africa. So how can we get a slavery on those countries? They get a slavery on those countries, they're going to find out to hunt it. They find the leader of the village, the chief. So when they find the chief, and the chief will give a gun and money and beads, and then he will try to lie to say that I have a big plantation in Zanzibar, clothes. But I want the people they're going to working in my plantation. But the chief they get money and gun and beads just to be easy to correct the some people because they speak the same language. But for this guy in here, this is the coming from Zanzibar. They have a big plantation. If you can follow him, you wanna get a job. So we're leaving this country, we have no job. So we can't get anything. Can you follow this? We have got a jobs. But some of the people they took both the family and then you follow him. They come in those from this country to be like a friend. And until in Tanzania, the place called the Bagamoyo, you are stopping there. Now they call the main point. Now you tell them now you're slave. You're going to the market of the slavery. But some people you say no. When you say no, they took with a gun. They're starting to shooting some people. Or they ask you, who can you want to go on the plantation? You say me, and they're shooting people over there. Why they interfere those groups? When they interfere the groups, when you just be cool, in order they're starting to take a chain and tighten the chain on neck, one by one. women, men, and children, to bring it to here. Before they come in here, there was a big down there. They hide it on the boat. The boat we took like a 500 slaves to bring it to here. We are first at the place we're stopping, the place we call the Kelele Square. We are stopping in the Kelele Square, we are bringing it to here before coming on the market in order to stay underground for 2 days or 3 days in order to waiting his option market. Because the market was 2 days per week in order to live underground. We're living there, and the day of the market they took from the chambers to bring it to here. When you just on here on the big tree, they call the whipping post inside. Before sold, they tighten on the tree and just get to whip, to looking how you are strong enough. Whenever you cry, the business will just to be very low. If you don't cry, the business will be very high. That's all a lot of people on this side, many people. But those Arabs will make a business of them, because the pastor know that before there was the international business. Every country they make a business. Every country make a business. There was the international. But those people they sold the slavery all around. But the Arab will just come in Zanzibar, they started business, but it is not going well. Because they died a lot of people on the way. He killing many people. And then after that, he's starting from 18 to make a business of slavery until in 1873. 73 years. And then after that, they come in the one man, they call like Dr. David Livingstone. David Livingstone, they're coming in Zanzibar, in Africa, to find what? But they come in England. They're coming in Africa to find the source of the Lake Victoria. Lake Victoria or the Victoria Falls. First they came in England, there was a queen, they called the Victoria. They spoke with them and said, this is they came in Africa. So in order to come in Africa to find it, the source of the Lake Victoria. But they can be living in the west of Tanzania, the place called the Kigoma. There is so many other slaves. They're crossing on the border over there, they're coming to here. And he followed the Arabs to ask him. And he said, this is a slave. They're going to the market of slavery in Zanzibar. The Livingstone just to wonder himself, because you know that if they came in England, we are done stopping the business of slavery until in 1820, the abolition of slavery of them. In Zanzibar or Tanzania or in East Africa, 1873, 53 years still going on the business of them. But they say that is, let's to go to see how the business is going on. But to be on the way, the first of them, they took 2 friends of them. The one called the Sus, the second called the Chuma. So we are coming together because this is Sus and Chuma. They were telling in the book the memories of the Livingstone. We are coming until in the Tanzania, the place called the Bagamoyo. They saw many people died on the way. And they're coming here, they're looking, many people died on this side in order to say that is not a good business, in order to stopping the business of slavery. The first time is just the writing, the writer in Oxford on Cambridge to help the people in Africa to stopping the business of slavery. When you get a letter to give it the Sultan to assign it to abolish the slavery, he don't want, because they get a lot of money and he sold a lot of slavery. 10 million people sold on this site. This is the biggest number. And then those the slaves that sold on here, they're going for the Middle East. They're going like in Qatar, Oman, India, French, until China. So they sold a lot of people. And then after looking at this, he must to say that is no good business, because now to close the business in slavery in East Africa. They've given their telegraph to sign the first one, he don't want. The second, he doesn't want. The third, he doesn't want. They turn back in England. They're going to find it. There are soldiers. They bring in 9 ships with a military soldier, Navy. We are just coming to fighting by the British and Arabs. We are fighting on this. The shortest one, they took like a 45 minutes. After 45 minutes, the Arab surrounded the war. And his agreement, the Arab, to sign the surrender, and the agreement to sign the telegraph. 5 June 1873, in the time just to be abolition of slavery in East Africa. But from 1873, but the Arab were again starting more the black market. They took 26 years more. They took slavery from different countries and they kept in the place we call the Mangapwan, they're very far away from Stonetown, 21 miles. But until in 26 years, in the time just to be abolished the total in illegal business. They abolished those slavery in 1909. From 18 to 1909 at the time just to be abolishing slavery in East Africa. The first time, 1873, there come in another people here that's called like a Bishop Edward Steer. The Steers, there was a bishop. Now it is starting to buy a slavery that were living in here in Zanzibar, and he make a freedom. Why? Because that time there was no church, no Anglican church. There was Catholics and Muslim. They know that can I buy a slavery to make a freedom to be very easy to convince of them to follow for me and the Anglican church. After they convinced them and then the agreement together and they follow him, now to make like a convert slavery. And then they starting to cutting the tree. It was in here and to building this church from 1873. This church they're building from 1873, and they're starting to building this church by the Bishop Edward Steer, Livingstone, and the soldiers. And then after that, the Livingstone, he said now is a good time because now it's the freedom country. And then he going into another country. They're going to Zambia to find it. There are a liver force. We're going to Zambia. We're reaching Zambia. The Livingstone, they get malaria. We are going to the Livingstone and the two friends of them, Susie and Chuma. When you got malaria in Zambia, they tell his friends, now you got malaria. But I know on the times we're going to die. Say that is okay, but I like you so much, Africa. I like the people in Africa. Even though I died, can you took in my heart and test in order to burying in Africa? After that, can you take in my boat? After dry, can you sending in my place? It was burning. But living in 1 week, he died in Zambia. The place called the Chitambo Ilala village. But the Sus and Chuma, they took with the heart and the tested, they buried under the tree. And then he took the boat to bring it to here for the Edward Steer, the bishop. They give him permission to sending boat in Scottish. They're going to burying there. When you're burying there and then he back in here, I tell his bishop, now you're back in here. That's the bishop. He said, that's okay. The time now to go to show me what the place you are burying a heart and the testing, but the living stone. He going together until in Zambia, they show him because they were burying under the tree. He decided themselves to cutting the trees to make a cross. It is good to the memories here in Zanzibar. And then after cutting the tree, they make a cross, they bring it to here. We're looking at the behind of that one there, the small of there, that is the tree from Zambia, the place called the Chitambo Ilala village on Zambia. When you make up this one, and the bishop, they still continue to make this church. When you're making the church, after the end of them, they try to open this church from 1881. They just do the service. And 1 year more, just be finishing to build the church. When you're finishing to build the church, in 1882, the bishop, he died in heart attack. But after died, the people that were here, he said, he's a friend. We are not to burning far away from the site. Decided to burn inside of this church. Behind on the altar, they have the grave of the Edward Steer. They burn inside on this church. In 27 August AD 1882, they burning there. But from both time until today, this church, they have a service. They have a service for every Sunday. In the other different days, they make a service too. But this is the shortest history of slave market and church for Anglican. This is the sign. To symbolize the trees. This called the whipping post lights or the market of slavery. It is was up on the middle on the high altar. You stand there and you look in the middle of there. Up again. You see the middle of the circle of there. The middle of there was the tree. Because it called whipping post side. On this here, this is called the grave of the Edward Steer. Behind on the altar, they have the grave of Edward Steer. And he bowing there in 27 AD, August 1882. Just a buried there. And then we are looking, this is a copper. Those copper is getting from Zambia. But this is the copper they symbolize for the 12 in Apostle of Jesus. But those is so many. But here they have a box, and that one they have the snakes, and in the middle, the Abraham who is sleeping in the dreams, he get the dreams to killing his baby. And then we wake up early in the morning, they took the children and then to killing them, and then he said that is okay. So that's a sheep, that is getting, just we do that. And then those is the 12 apostles, Jesus. And then here they have the organ type, still function too. And then the looking this place, or the clothes we are getting from Zambia, place called Chitambo Igala village, they bring to here. They will go to see them, and then they will go on the outside.
Okay.
From Italy, the place called Venezuela. And I bring here to just to symbolize for our 12 and apostle Jesus. And the 12 pillars to symbolize our 12 apostle Jesus. Those is the pillars. 2, 4, 4, 2. Symbolize 10. But this pillar we just really make a move by the mistake of them. They're changing, forbidding this one, making more upside down. You understand? Because why? The engineer was upsetting here. It was in England. They were bidding this one. It just to say, oh, we are making a mistake. Let's say Hakuna Matata. But until today, it's good for the memories for us. And this year, that is called the place is called baptize. The baptize for Christmas. or New Year, some people they just use it for baptizement. Yes.
For children or for
Children, although some people the biggest order. From here, but all of just living or the same place, no one can try to disturb us, somebody. And this the tree here that's called the jojoba tree. It's called like the market of several wars, but before there was the inside, and then now is a new one. There's not the whole this tree.
I understand.
The chain is original. Oh. But those of the slavery were just coming Zanzibar, all of the bit and the Bagamoyo. There were some people that were coming this like that, all of it just tightening the chain. I told you that they're using all the slavery were coming here, they're tightening by the chains. This is the chain is original.
It's like the real one they used,
you
right?
can literally use in the times. And then he can bring it to here and tightening the chain like that. But this Chinese, we are just kept in Tanzania, the place is called the Bagamoyo. We bring here in 1997, 1998 for to building this entire place to show it the new generation. How was slavery coming from there in order to tighten the chain. And this is the place, the building by the woman, they call the Clara Sonas. It was a Swedish woman, and then he was a sculpture in Bagamoyo. The sign over there, for looking how was at the company, we are just made them there. These are terrible people. But until it's today, he's tried to come in here and he tried to cheat us, to tell us, you have a children. And they say, that's, yeah, I have. And then they give him money and then he took the children. They have a job in Oman.
In Oman, yeah.
But when they're going over there, we are literally in the airport today, give me this passport. How can we do? They're killing many people over there. So this is perhaps a blessing house. What is just going to be abolishing slavery in East Africa. They just come in, the bishop it was here in one just to building the church. After that, they building this in the house in order to make a hospital. That look at the sign over there, they use it for the hospital.
Yeah.
But today now is a conference, and then for the making this shopping like that. Under of this the house, we're going to see chambers. That's before there was 15 chambers, but today only just 2. The main of them have to destroy for building this house. So you must be careful. We're going to see slave chamber because this way up there is too short.
All right.
One over here is called the Bishop Edward Steer. He's a friend of slavery.
Oh.
Born in London, he died in Zanzibar. He married his son to the church. So just gonna look in this in the chambers. I told you that before it was a 15 rooms until the place over here. On those 15 rooms, it's just in hiding for 500 slavery for 15 rooms. But some of them we destroyed to build in this hospital, but we remain just only 2. The one over here that got the 75 women and kids. They stay in this side. The smallest one there, there's got 50 men. And 2 days, 3 days, no eating, no drinks. But they eating whatever you get, not eating whatever you want. And then he died a lot of people on this place because they died by the suffocation and malaria and different diseases like cholera. But the place we are standing, this is called the toilet. But that before he's coming the water from the sea, when you get in the high tide, just when you come in, because the water is closing near the sea, we're just going to come to cleaning in the pub. We are no water in the living part like in animals, or better than animals. Okay? So we are going on the outside.
Oh.
Yeah, when I look in this side, please, the first of them, I will tell you that the look in the here. And this is what is the high tide and the low tide.
Oh.
Because I told you the water will just be closing and the other is the place. When you get in a high tide in order just to come to push out the top, the pole. And he is what the bishop is still, he's a friend of slavery, and they buried and died in the inside of the church. And he is called the living stone. He died on Zambia. And he's the friend of this, we call the Susi and Chuma. Well, it took it as a book of the memory of the living stone. But also there was the slavery also. So this he called the number 60. You are going to starting for beginnings from number 1 until you decide. That's what we're going to decide, please.
Okay.
And then let's see here. And the 5 June 1873 is a time just to be abolition. And then from this 1873 until in 1909, that is called the black market. That is from here until this side at the black market. That's it. This is the Sultan.
Sultan.
One just came to sign the telegraph to abolish slavery in.
This one is one's from which country?
That is called from Oman.
Oman.
The Sultan Oman. The Sultan Oman is 5 June 1873. Sultan Barakash, they signed to abolish the slavery. The market was before.
A horror.
And here let's call them the number, the traders from
Mirambo.
Tanzania, and Msidi, and the Hub from Cameroon. That's going to make business. And also he was a two-hunter. The one that is called the tip, the traders. He collected a lot of silver there and he sold it to his brothers. Yeah. And then here they have introduction number 1, and then the picture over there we see here it is called the key decanter.
Oh.
Sierra Leone, Benin, they're all going in the USA. Yeah. So here is for the number 1 until for number 6. That is a good time for you for just looking, and then
Matata. Okay.